Hi everyone, it's Renee with Delaney Jane Cards. Welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd come on here and use an old set to make a card that I make the most in my craft room. Um, I don't know if you are aware, but I own and operate a small handmade greeting card making business. It started in 2017. We are hosted on the Etsy platform, and it started to raise money for a headstone for my daughter Delaney. But cancer cards are something that I make all the time. For a long time, and still currently, if somebody requests, I will send cards of hope to cancer patients weekly, anonymously, of course. But they always get a card with this stamp first. No matter who it is, no matter what type of cancer they have, no matter who's contacted me, they always get a card with this stamp, and it's by Crackerbox Palace, which is what Crackerbox Susie or Susie and Crackerbox, or I don't really know what it's called. It merged. It's Susie's owns it. But the stamp is the most used stamp in my craft room, and I got it at a craft expo, a scrapbook expo, and I remember seeing it, and it was like $8.95, and it was for the words and this little ribbon. Now it doesn't come with the little ribbon, just the words, and the only reason I know that wait, let's back up, let me finish the story. So when we were at the scrapbook expo, I remember seeing it. It was like $8.95, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so expensive for 2 stamps. I don't know if I can justify spending that. So we walked around the whole place and, looked at everything before we came back. And I was like, okay, it's just speaking to me. I need to get this stamp set. It just is so encouraging. I don't have cancer. I've never had cancer. My daughter didn't have cancer. But the reason that I just relate to people with cancer and to people that are have children with cancer is because there's this moment of diagnosis that's in any child, anybody's life that is facing something that's super grave. There just is like this moment of no hope. And it just feels so heavy and overwhelming. And I just assumed, and I may be wrong, but I just assumed that when you hear something like your child has cancer, or you have cancer, or it's a stage 4 cancer, that feeling has to be so similar to the feeling that we had when we found out just how precarious Delaney was, how precarious her life was, how really it wasn't, even though it was our choice, it wasn't our choice to take her off the machines. It was just the way that it would have played out. Anyway, that's how I got sort of connected to making and sending cancer cards. But that's why they're in my shop. I make hundreds of them a year. Sometimes I'll sit down and make 50 cards with this stamp set at a time. I try to gear them toward the different types of cancer. This one is, I forget, I want to say lymphoma, maybe. I don't really remember. It was a specific order. Somebody needed a lime green ribbon. So here's the words for this stamp set. Oh, back to how I know that the ribbon doesn't come with it anymore is because I actually misplaced this stamp set in my craft room a couple of years back and needed to replace it because I use it so much. And when I did, it didn't come with the little ribbon. And then, of course, I found the one with the ribbon, so now I have 2. Because, it's whatever. Anyway, who's done that? But here I'm just layering this up. I dry embossed that striped panel with a pink and main polka dot embossing folder, and then I just layered it up here in the colors of the cancer that we're representing, and I matted the word little panel there on some black. It is a beautiful sentiment set. It tells you all the things cancer cannot do and how limited it is. And sometimes something as simple as a card in the mail can be just a huge impact on somebody's day in life. When I started sending cards of hope, and I have sent over 1,000 cards of hope, my friend's dad was suffering from cancer. I want to say pancreatic cancer. And I sent him cards every week, every single week. And when he had passed away, his daughter did not know that I had been sending him cards anonymously. And she was cleaning out his apartment, and she opened a drawer to, I don't know if it was an entertainment center or some kind of like hutch or something in his living room. And the entire top drawer was filled with cards that he had received from me, but didn't know that they were from me because they're anonymous. But he kept them all, and he had a few of them up on the mantle. They really made a difference in his life. And he's not the only one. Like, there's lots of people, and I don't want them to know they're from me. I don't know if you're like that, but I am. I just would much rather they feel like they were blessed and somebody cared about them than really for them to know who it was. It's just about feeling loved and cared for and understood, and that somebody may be praying for you or thinking of you if you're sick like that. So no, I don't sign them. I don't even put my my sticker on the back that has my logo on it. I just send them, and in the inside it always says never lose hope. It doesn't say much more than that, just an encouraging sentiment, and that's it. But I wanted to show this card design because I make this so often. You know, change up the embellishments or change up the embossing folder, and of course change up the colors. But the basic design of this I have made 1,000 times. It's so simple and beautiful and just fun, and there's texture on the sides, something to touch. When people are going through chemo, a lot of times their sense of touch is diminished. They might not feel everything through their fingertips. They might need to just hold a card. And that's the reason that I just kind of take my time and make sure that I'm giving them the best that I can. Who knows, it might be the last card they receive. It might be the card that they receive that changes their mentality toward treatment, and this could be the thing that spurs them into fighting harder for themselves, for their family, for their future, for everyone. After I was done with the like embellishments up the sides, then I did choose to add glossy accents to my ribbon, just to make it shiny and smooth and give it a little more texture. So there's my card. Is there anything that you make a bunch of times in your craft room that maybe other people don't know about? I would love to know. And as I always say, give cards generously. Bye.